What did you do during the war?
I worked in a radio factory.
What did you really do during the war?
Are you paying attention?
It's a much underrated, underknown story, his life and his achievements, and also his demise. I think, people are shocked when they see this film to the extent to which he was punished and suffered at the end of his life. They're shocked to realise quite how significant his role was in cracking the Enigma Code in the Second World War, and that his work with beyond that with algorithms was basically the formation of modern computer science and programming. He was the father of the computer age. It's been acknowledged by Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and other icons of the modern computer age, but he's so relevant, so current, and it's not just what he achieved as a scientist, it's also what he stood for as someone who was unafraid to be who he was and not fear persecution for it, and own up to who he was. And in a time where... Sorry? We have to move on, but yeah. Heightened and weird.
I first read about Alan Turing a few years ago when there was a big push to try and get him pardoned, and I was shocked that I hadn't heard of him before, didn't know what he'd done and didn't know what had been done to him. So I think everybody just wanted to be part of a project that was trying to get him to a wider audience. As far as Joan Clarke, again, I'd never heard of her, so I think, the fact that there was a woman right in the centre of breaking the Enigma Code, which was arguably one of the most important breakthroughs in the Second World War for the Allies, is fascinating given that time period, and the actual woman was fighting for a place at the table and equal pay, and that's still what feminists are fighting for today. So obviously women's rights have come a long way since the 40s, but it's kind of fascinating that the core issue is still the same.
And the cast is phenomenal. What was it like on set?
It is a phenomenal cast and just a lovely, lovely, lovely group of people. So it was great on set, and I felt very lucky to be sort of included in the gang.
And how does it feel to open the London Film Festival? Because it's a great event.
Wet and cold. How does it actually feel? Wet and cold. No, it's really great. Like I said, all of the cast are Londoners. Maybe not born in London, but live in London, so it feels lovely to sort of bring this very British film on a very British night to the opening of the London Film Festival.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
If you speak a word of what I'm about to show you, you will be executed.
It's beautiful. It's the greatest encryption device in history. The Germans use it for all major communications.
Everyone thinks Enigma is unbreakable.
Let me try, and we'll know for sure.
I knew a little bit about him, but it's always good to kind of really delve a little deeper into things that you think you know about but don't quite, and find out that there's a lot more there than you thought. I mean, the man was obviously a genius, shortened the war, saved millions of lives. That's a subject matter that's worth having a look at, I think.
But of course, your character's no slouch either. You play one of the founding members of MI6.
Yeah.
What was it like to get your teeth into that role?
That's great. I mean, I feel like I've probably reached the age where I play the character who's pulling all the strings, I've got all the cards in my hand, but I don't let on. So I enjoyed playing that kind of character because, he was the guy. Stewart Menzies was the guy that brought Turing to Bletchley and kind of set up the whole idea of trying to crack the Enigma Code.
You could help us, but you won't. You will never understand the importance of what I am creating here.
I'm just a mathematician.
You've got more secrets than the best of them.
Sometimes it is the people who no one imagines anything of who do the things.